Hello, my name is Chloe, welcome to my channel, and today we're doing a journal flip through. So I have my journal here that is from way back when. It is from June and July this year, and I have my biscuit tea in my Christmas mug with my new Christmas nails. Let's do this. Sadly though, I did just spend half an hour filming this content, and when I put it on my laptop, it didn't exist. So sorry if I'm going to sound a bit blunt and rushed in this. I have things to do today. I'm doing Clodmas, so a video every day. And part of that video meant that I was really hoping to get that filmed and edited quite quickly, but now I'm having to do it again. So we're in a bit of a rush. This is my corpse journal that was bought for me by the lovely Chelsea. I love it so much. It's genuinely one of my favourite things, and I'm still so grateful. So we start off with some print out pictures, like drawings of corpse, because corpse journal. We have a little note to say this is June and July. We are fearless, independent and original. Not really sure. And then I have a cute little picture of me and Cole, made to look like a Polaroid thing. We start off with a YouTube tracker. This is something I like to do just to keep a note of any milestones of subscribers I reach. As I've been busy with exams and not really as hot on my content, I did take a bit of a hit this year, so there's not as many updates as I would have liked, but hey ho, it's written in here. Then my June cover page, we're ignoring this gap down here, but I wanted to put in a collection of things to represent the month. So we have like a studying image this represents to me because I was doing some exams, a picture of me and Cole, and like my flight information because I was going back to the US. On these days, I was still in college for my tax and business strategies exams. This was the Queen's Jubilee, so everyone was off and I was studying. It sucked. And over here is a quote I really like. I really like how it looks as well. It says, "You are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, smarter than you think, and loved more than you know." This week I had some of my exams, so we have tax and business strategy, the address of the exam centre, a little "you got this," my hotel, and then anything in orange was a video that was going up that week, and anything in pink is a live event on my YouTube. Same here on this one, we have live events, videos, a bit of a meal tracker because I like to do that sometimes, especially before I go away to make sure I'm not wasting any food, and I was also going back to the US. So this week I'm in the US, there's not really much to add. And I am on these 4 days too. I really like this setup. It made it look like there was more going on the page. Over here we have my book haul for the month. So if there's anyone's name next to it, it means it was a gift. But yeah, just a little bit of book buying. We have my to be read list. So these are the books I wanted to read in the month. Game of Thrones did not happen, but the rest are pretty successful. And over here is my wrap up, so the books I read, what I rated them, a collection of the ratings, whether they were physical, audio or ebook, and then some statistics. Then I just need to cover a page as I have a spending tracker of all the money I spent in the month, so we don't need to see that, but you can get an idea of the vibe from the header here. And then this is my first written in journal entry. There's nothing too exciting. It was the day before my exams. So we have "I believe in myself," which I did not, and a little printout from when I did reading sprints. I just wanted a little reminder of my amazing Patreon community. Speaking of, we have a tracker of the members of my Patreon, any movements. I like to keep a hot idea of who is where and when. Just love it. And then over here is my packing list for the US. This is now harder to look back on the second time. I just said in my first film that it's hard to look at. Since this packing list was written, I've been on this trip and then I've been back to the US, and I don't know when my next trip's going to be. So I do find it quite hard to look at me getting excited and preparing for going to see Cole. This is the day of my first exam of that week, so we have a "you can do this." We have a lovely message for Chelsea about how she knew I was going to succeed. She's amazing. We have my hotel room. We have a receipt from Tim Hortons. I love going to Tim Hortons when I'm in Birmingham. And then after the second exam, I got myself a few books. I then need to cover the page again because I have my address on an envelope, but Oh, now I'm stuck. What am I stuck on? Okay, found it. So on this page, this is pizza packaging for a frozen pizza that I really like. And I like to remind myself how much I like it. So every time I eat it, I keep the wrapper. And I got a package from Rebecca's wax shop. So I kept the note there. On this page, what is in the envelope that I'm hiding is a little note from the lovely Laura. She sent me a card to be like, well done on completing exams, which is adorable. And I also have gift notes from Roxy and Crazy Mal, who sent me gifts. And it was one sleep until my flights. So this page is then my second day in the US, my first full day. I have my boarding passes for the first 2 flights to get there. I have this little picture, well, sticker rather, of a Jeep, because Cole has a Jeep. I thought it was cute. And this would have been the ice cream that I had on the plane. We then have a lovely card that I got from his uncle to say he was happy that I was home, which was adorable. And then I do have some hidden up thoughts, but I'm just chatting all about what's going on. We then went down south to see Cole's friends, and I've kept one of the receipts from wherever we were in the country, wherever we were in the state. Fuel is also expensive in the US. It's not quite as bad as it is here, in my personal opinion and mathematical opinion. But here is one fill up of the Jeep for $73.52. So it was expensive to get down there. I then have my flight information for when I was going over. I just like throwing it all in one place. These are then more notes about when we were with Cole's friends. So I have a Jack Daniel's peach wrapper, because I really like these, and a Mexican restaurant we went to, which was very nice. Then here is, this is Bash Burger and Sushi House. It's good fun, that I went to with Cole's friends and spent far too much money on sushi and cocktails. And here we are on my way home. So this is my boarding pass for O'Hare to Dublin. No, it's not. Dublin to Birmingham. And my luggage tracker. Then I caught up on everything I didn't write about while I was away. So I have a little Cracker Barrel bag. I love going to Cracker Barrel. I have some gifts from Laura and Crazy Mal from when I got home, and a little sticker to remind me that it'll all be all right. Another gift from Crazy Mal, because of course, if you watch any of my channel, you know that she is crazy. And I bought myself some Beatrix Potter storage boxes, which sounds very specific, but I made it look cute because I really liked the packaging. This was just here because I didn't have enough to say. So great, just stick some paper in, takes up some space. And then we're on to my Yowk pages. So I got a little gift from Kirsty from K-Beth Bookish. So I kept part of the bag. These are some of my queue tickets for Neil Schusterman and Juno Dawson. If you went to Yowk, you know how useless these were, but I mean, I do have some. I then have just a collection of bits and bobs. So I bought myself a Squishmallow. I have a raffle ticket from a giveaway that I didn't win. A Premier Inn hotel bag. I stayed in a Premier Inn. The M&M store bag that I went to with Kayla, and a Daisy and Bee sticker because Jade and Steph gave me some of their bookmarks. I then have a little London sticky thing. And then this genuinely was one of my top 10 moments of the year. I don't know whether that is going to pick up on camera, but it's printed on my little home printer. Shah came up to me and genuinely made my year by asking me for a photo with her, and then posted on Instagram that she was so grateful one of her favourite booktubers took time out of their day to say hi. And genuinely, Shah, if you're watching this, one of my top 10 moments of the year. You really, really flattered me. Down here we have new books that I got and books I got signed. And this day I got my Razer Kitty headphones, so I kept that for no reason. And then these are my favourite things about my trips to the US in my journal. Every time I go to the US, I make a page with an envelope and then put in some bits and bobs to remind me of the trip. So this is another baggage tag. It's actually stuck in here, but it is there. We have a Walmart receipt, Goodwill. Oh, that was my cheesy pirate romance. Goodwill, well, we bought a lot of clothes. There was some really good stuff in that Goodwill. My boarding pass for O'Hare to Dublin. Just the local, like, grocery store. A Spencer's receipt from when we spent over $100 on t-shirts. and a bookmark for the local secondhand bookshop. Then over here I have my one line a day page. So I did start the year with a one line a day journal. I have since given up on it and I'm not sure whether to just sack it off completely. But when I was away I was making a note of what to add into each page. And a little collection of photos from the trip. Then what we have going on over here is I had a lot of thoughts that I wanted to just type and get out. And then I get really paranoid that I'm going to forget to cover something up, that just anyone's going to come by it. So I do have 3 pages of private thoughts which are printed out and covered up with these poetry pages. So that is what's going on here. And it just gave me a little bit of just safety knowing that I could still maintain full privacy on these. We have another Patreon tracker page and we're into July. So this month we have videos in orange and live events in yellow. This is the Yalk weekend. This was my results day, so we had a little sticker that says life is tough but so are you and positive vibes. And then dependent on what my results were, this quote does work both times. It says you can do it even though sometimes you doubt yourself. Even though at times it can feel so overwhelming. Don't worry, breathe, trust yourself. Know you are capable and you're going to smash it. And that was very helpful. I really like how this week turned out, but I've never done it again, so who knows. We then have my TBR for the month, so I sacked off How to Scouter and read the rest. And my book haul, so including all the ones I got at Yalk. I then have another spending tracker, so let me just cover that up. But on this page we have my wrap up again, so the books I read, the rating I gave them, a collection of the ratings, the format and some statistics. And I've just knocked that completely off. This is a spending tracker I want to share. This is what I bought while I was at Yalk, which was interesting to keep hold of. And over here was my results day. So obviously in these ones I did pass these exams. And I've printed out the name of the exam with the mark. She believed she could, so she did. And I bought myself a strawberry chocolate waffle, so I kept the receipt for that. I took a picture of me with the waffle, was very excited by it, and I have a lovely tweet from Chelsea about me passing. Then Victoria sent me some flowers, so I kept the card that came with it and took a photo of the flowers and stuck it in. We then have my packing list because I went straight back to college, so those are all of the things I needed in the first week. We have a gift note from the lovely Marlene and Crazy Mel, lovely gifts for passing my exams. Then first day of college, so my first meal deal of many, and I had to go and buy a hoodie because the college rooms were so cold even though we were in a heat wave in the UK. A lot of writing, so let's not dwell on it. I went to McDonald's on the Wednesday and I took a picture because I was reading One True Loves, I was sat on some fake grass, and it was the chicken Italiano, which they don't do anymore, and it was so good. We have my summer mixtape little tracker of what I was doing, because that was running 1st to the 14th, and then I went to a 70s party, and that is my dad and my sister in our costumes. I then got gifts, again obviously from Crazy Mal and Katie, very nice. And I kept my receipt from when I filled up my car when petrol was 1,819, and that is awful. But I kept the receipt because I wanted to keep that as a document of that happening. I had lunch out with Victoria, so I've kept the little photo of us, and our food receipt went to Frankie and Benny's. And then over here, they changed how they did it because I ended up in a hotel. But college were giving you an allowance to spend on food, and then I was just making sure I kept a note of all the food I actually did buy and whether I was over or under budget on those weeks. Another packing list, of course. And then back at college, which this is where I started completing the journal this week. So a lot of empties happening now. Over here, I've just kept some emails and then kept a blank page. So this is when I got moved into a hotel. And if I can just cover up like the organisation and stuff, I just wrote, Princess Chloe got her own hotel room. There's nothing I'm going to add here, just read the emails. Because these are all emails with internal HR about what was going on. So wanted to keep that to document it. Just some writing. Got a Too Good To Go bag from Cafe Nero. I DNF'd this ARC I was sent. It was, I don't have a nice thing to say, so I won't say anything at all. And I got my copy of Wolfsong by TJ Klune. Another packing list, can you imagine? On this day, I got a lovely gift from Kayla. So a card for passing my exams and some little bits and bobs. It was lovely, but she addressed the whole thing to the future Mrs. Cole, and the packaging was great. This day I was back in the hotel and I ordered myself Chinese, and I had some gifts from the lovely Emily. Monday I got an Itsu. I like the Itsu classics, they're very good. Tuesday was chopsticks. Wednesday was KFC. And I sent a little gift box to Chelsea, so I kept a note of what I'd put in the box. Thursday I got Yo Sushi and then went to Krispy Kreme. And Friday I was heading back, actually went straight to my parents, but got a gift from Becca and my order from Jess's Etsy shop. Then I went away for the weekend with my parents, and this is where the journal does start to get a bit bare, so we're nearly there at the end now. But we went camping, we went out down south in their van, and this was the campsite we stayed at, so I kept the little map and stuff. This is the day I actually met Crazy Mal in person. And Sunday I was very sunburnt, that's pretty much all I've written about. Here, this was Tuesday when I was pulled up by the tutor at college, and he basically told me I was being rude and stuff like that, so I kept a little note about how I was feeling. And these pages are just not done. I have so much space and I just haven't got around to it. If I waited until this journal was completely done, I would not be putting this video up ever. I had a massive picture of an egg, so I stuck it in, and I had toast and eggs for lunch both days. That's pretty much the summary here. This day we had a Farm Foods that had just opened in town, and yeah, so I went to Farm Foods and get the receipt. I had a Greg's Too Good To Go bag, I had an alcoholic Dantelina burdock, I love that stuff, and Ali sent me some really filthy books. Lovely gift. I had a to-do list that I tried to jazz up a little bit. Doesn't mean I actually completed it all when I wanted to. I got another gift from Crazy Mal. She sent me a nightlight because I am terrified of the dark. I went to my tattoo and piercing studio that I go to and got my helix pierced on my left ear. I don't know if that's even going to pick up, but there was an apprentice piercer, so I went and got that done on my lunch break very impulsively. And on this day I got a gift from Laura. She sent me the amazing little care package. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that, so I kept part of the packaging and a little picture of that. This day we have a picture of one of Mum and Dad's tortoises. This one's Myrtle, who was being an absolute ninja. It was great. And then I went to this market and they had American combos, and I love combos, so I kept a picture of the packaging. Then I have my books I've unhauled lately, so I would have written this down before a video, and a list of, like, a tracker of things I bought people for their birthday. And then over here we have orders I've made online, the date they were going to turn up, and whether I collected them. So all very good, and that is the end of the journal. So sorry it was a bit abrupt. I'm in a really bad mood after losing the footage the first time, but I hope you enjoyed this flip through. I am needing to complete my next journal because it's done in terms of dates, but I haven't finished it off yet. So I'm going to be doing that hopefully very soon and bringing you another flip through by the end of January. Yeah, on that note, I really hope you enjoyed. I'm not going to keep you for any longer, and I will see you for another day of Clogmas tomorrow. Bye.